welcome to Morty and Migrant Mayhem. Gonna get started here just in a minute. Let's give people some time to join us as we get the show on the road. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're going to be starting in a minute. We got Fantasyland playing. That's what the migrants are. The illegals. I was told to call them illegals. They are illegals. They are here illegally, so they are illegals. Got my hat. Got a little message on my hat. There's the solution for you, folks. There's the solution. So let's get started. Let me bring the music down. Oh, wow. Great music. I love the sound of music in the morning. Hey, we're back again. I am Morty, and this is Migrant Mayhem, where we talk about the illegals who are overrunning Chicago. And that's okay. That's okay. You know, I really think this is what the town needs. This is what they need. They need a huge dose of reality. They've been living in, I don't know, Alice in Wonderland for way too long. And the buses, they be a rolling. And the suburbs are in an uproar. I just spent like 20 minutes watching videos from WGN, ABC, NBC, CBS, and they are all talking about the various suburbs that are quickly enacting ordinances to keep the migrants or the illegals out of their town. Because what's happening is the buses are coming to the Chicago area instead of going downtown and having to do all this planning to drop them off at Brandon. Hey, let's go, Brandon. Incoming for Brandon. There you go, Brandon. Some more incoming for you. So instead of doing all that planning, they just stop at a local suburban town, suburb, village, whatever you want to call it. And look, I got a map here. And I think some of Governor Abbott's people watch this channel. So, hey guys, there's 242 metro stations. So realistically, there's 242 suburbs that are going to have to enact an ordinance before you start having problems. So here's a map. There's 11 different metro lines. And actually, folks, too, there's, you can go over to South Bend, Indiana, Gov Abbott. Go to South Bend, Indiana, and there's a train, they call it the South Shore Line, I believe. You could drop off people in South Bend. They could get a Notre Dame education for a year or two, and then they could come to Chicago. Yeah, try that. I've also mentioned you can go up towards Milwaukee, Kenosha or Racine. There's the Amtrak that comes into Chicago, and that's like $24 one way, so you could have your buses head up there. And that's right off of 294. Great highway. Take them up north towards the border and have them dropped off there and let them come to Chicago that way. So kudos to the people in Grundy County. They've actually erected billboards or these, like construction signs that say no migrant buses. They've gone that far. And I've got some relatives in that area, and kudos to them. Hey, stand up, folks, stand up. Now, if the buses are looking for a place, a welcoming place, okay, I'm going to make another suggestion. There's a place called Ottawa, Illinois, that's a very Norman Rockwell-ish, and I did a video. I think I did some videos on that recently about their holiday thing. Very welcoming place. Very welcoming. They love tourism, so the buses would fit in well there. You probably wouldn't even, they wouldn't even know the buses are there. So there's a lot of good people there, and you know, Ottawa, Illinois, guys. Governor Abbott, try Ottawa, Illinois. LaSalle, Peru is another place that's Spring Valley. They make some great fried chicken, or actually lad. It's called lad. Rips. Best. So as long as you're bringing these illegals here, they ought to have a good chicken dinner. So take them to Lad, Illinois, just down the road from Ottawa on Route 80, and have a good chicken dinner. Now, if they're going to Ottawa, I suggest the pork tenderloin sandwich. That's very popular in the area, and I'm sure that they can find some free ones somewhere. So there's my suggestions for the guy in Texas. We love you, Governor Abbott. We love you. Kudos to you. Thanks for sending us these people. Because I really, like I said, I really think this is going to cause everyone in not only Chicago, but the suburbs to stand up and look around and maybe figure out what the hell they voted for, why they voted for it, and how we got here, okay? So, like, what is it, the 9 stages of denial? So I think a lot of people the last couple of years have been in denial, and now they're starting to come to the realization of the reality mode, right? The reality mode, when you realize insanity is insane and needs to be treated properly with some sort of therapy or something. So there you go. I'm all for this. I'm all for the migrants, okay? Although, there's some people I know, they'll say that, and then 2 minutes later say, not in my backyard. So, hey, Governor Abbott, we still haven't seen any in Cary, Illinois. Fox River Grove got some. Cary hasn't gotten any. Crystal Lake hasn't gotten any. And as far as I know, there's no ordinances yet at Cary or Crystal Lake. McHenry, which is further up the line, is starting to do their ordinance. So, there's just a flood of ordinances going on. And now we're hearing that the illegals are complaining about the food. Imagine that. You go somewhere, you don't have enough money. They give you a free room. They give you free food. They give you blankets. They give you jackets. And then you have the audacity to complain about the food. These people need to learn some manners. So when I was a kid, I learned some manners, and there was some meals at home that I didn't like. Tuna fish casserole. I know my mom knows I hated that, but anyway, I would just eat something else, or I would suck it up and eat it, or maybe go out and pick up a burger at McDonald's or something. But there's solutions, illegals. If you don't like the food, get your own. Get your own, and don't complain about what you get for free. I remember when I was a kid, my grandma always used to get government cheese, and that stuff was nasty. And notice, I don't think like the food pantries around here don't give out government cheese anymore, and that's the reason. That stuff was nasty. It took forever to melt, and it really wasn't cheese. It was cheese food. And the only difference between the cheddar and Swiss was the color. Believe me, there was no holes in the Swiss. Cheddar was orange. Swiss was white. They just injected it with a different dye. So there you go. The audacity of these people to come, and it's like their Yelp. Maybe I should get some of these people to do some reviews for the channel. The illegals are turning into foodies as we sit here. And look at my hat. Here you go. There's a suggestion for the illegals. Go home, folks. Do us a favor and go home. Our streets are not paved with gold, and if you think so, well, they're not. You're going to find out. It's actually, the weather's not too bad here today. I think it's 36 degrees. Christmas was great. It was great weather during Christmas, and All is well in the Chicagoland. The buses are rolling. I think I heard 10 or 12 the last 2 days, and I think they're expecting more today. And it's that time of year. We love tourism here. It's like Lollapalooza, but only people don't have any money to spend. That's what it is. Hey, Brandon, that's what it is. It's just think of it as Lollapalooza, a long, long Lollapalooza, with people that don't buy merch, people that don't buy food, and they don't buy beer. So there you have it. There you have it. It's a winter Lollapalooza. Just have to change your thinking a little bit. Yeah. So there you go. I am Morty. This is Migrant Mayhem. We are part of Land Cruiser Midwest. Like, share, and subscribe, folks. You got to do that. So every time we come out with another one of these crazy videos, you get access to it, and it's free. It is totally free. We do a little bit of everything on this channel. We go to casinos, we do food, we do car shows, we do restaurant reviews. We do a little bit of everything, but this Migrant Mayhem is taking us up the charts. So this is today's episode of Migrant Mayhem, and it's just beginning. It is just beginning, and I know there's people out there that's going to trigger them because they think it's about over. No, 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 no. It's just beginning. And we're having these people sent to your neighborhood, to your town. And if you're watching what's going on in New York City, they're going to be knocking on your door, asking for jackets, asking for any of the Christmas gifts that you didn't want. I'm sure you guys got a few of those, right? Or unused gift cards. I heard that's like a big thing now. At our Christmas party, there was this whole thing about unused gift cards, and I guess there's a black market or something for those. Who knows? But anyway, if you have any unused gift cards, but save this stuff. Don't give them any of this stuff. Save this stuff for yourself. I hope you got some of this stuff for Christmas, right? A little bit of gold and silver. That's what we all want, is a little bit of that. There you go. Price of silver is slowly going up. It's about $24 an ounce now, and it's getting ready for another move up the charts. So there you go. There you go. What else can we say? All about money, folks. All about money and migrants. Maybe that's the name of my channel. Money and Migrants. There you go. There you go. So where are we at here? So maybe we'll talk about inflation. In case you guys know, a lot of people know there's inflation. They don't know how bad it is. Inflation right now, which is over the last 3 years since January of 2021, is costing the average consumer family of four $11,000, $11,400 a year. Okay, it's costing the average consumer family of four $11,400 more per year. That's a huge chunk of change. Huge chunk of change. So now if you take that down to a family of, or a couple, senior citizens couple, it's going to cost you close to like $5,800. That's a good chunk of change. So see what you don't realize is happening. So the lucky people got a 5% increase the last couple of years from their job, maybe 7% over the last couple of years if you add it up all together. That's barely, not even keeping pace with inflation, I suspect. So the problem is people are using more and more of their savings. They're digging into their emergency accounts that they're supposed to have. They're putting money on their credit cards. But the big problem that people are having, and they probably don't realize it, is there's probably a lot of people out there that are no longer saving. Maybe they reduced what they were putting into their 401k. Maybe they reduced what they were putting away in savings on a monthly basis. And folks, that's a bad approach, or it's a bad sign. It's a red flag, because the longer you do that, the longer you're going to impact your financial future. So let me say that again. As inflation rages, try to stay away from reducing your 401k deposits, your savings deposits. I suggest you try to cut back on consumption, try to find cheaper stuff, defer buying stuff that you really don't need, okay? And keep saving, because if you stop saving or reduce your savings, that is the road to nowhere. That is the road to nowhere. And if you watched our video, we did a video about how to become a millionaire. And it's all predicated on saving monthly, yearly, every 2 years, every 4 years, just saving. If you're not saving, it ain't going to grow. So that's the message I'm here to bring you. Government facts are the last 3 years, inflation has gone up by 16.3%. Keep in mind what they measure doesn't include food or gas. So it's in actuality, it's higher than that. So 16%, that's high, right? But it's worse. It's worse than that. The real effects of inflation are much worse than that. Probably double, probably 30%. And the other thing that people don't realize is when they say inflation is going down, inflation doesn't go down. That 16.3% inflation has already eaten up buying power of the dollar that will no longer ever reappear again. Okay? So when Starbucks raises their prices, or Frito-Lay puts less in the bag but charges you the same, that is destruction of your buying power of your dollar, and it's never coming back, folks. I don't think that Frito-Lay's is going to put more in a bag for you a year from now and charge you the same. Not going to happen. It's called stagflation. It's called stagflation, folks, and it's not going to happen. So your buying power is being reduced, and that's another reason to have some of this stuff. Assets, folks. It's all about assets. This green stuff is not an asset, really. This green stuff is a promise by someone that this is going to have value. And every year that goes by, this loses value, whether you like to think of that or not. This keeps losing value. It's already, the buying power of this is eroded like 98% and change. So not much left, and this will just be, you can like probably light fires with this. You can wipe places of your body with this in another year or two. So there you go. Don't focus on this. Focus on this stuff. This is going to have value to the end of time. All right. So going back to inflation, when they say inflation's going down, it's not actually going down. It means that the rise of inflation is slowing. Okay, I think right now our inflation's like 3.2, 3.1 and change. Even when times were good, okay, like 4 years ago, prior to the pandemic, inflation was 2%, but it was palatable. People could keep up with inflation at 2%. At 8, 4, 16%, you can't keep up with inflation, and you keep losing ground. So that means you got to cut back. You got to come up with a plan. You got to have an attack. You've got to be able to weather yourself through this. Who knows where it's going? I noticed CD rates. I've been looking to buy some more CDs on Charles Schwab's CD exchange. Seems like the banks are starting to think that there's going to be a correction, and CD rates are down to like 5% now. So I'm holding out for some better rates. Maybe after the new year, we're going to get some better rates. Also, I wanted to mention I've been watching the Wall Street Journal. There was an article on a bank called Industry Bank Shares. Industry Bank Shares. I really believe that's the next bank to go under. Check out WeissRatings.com. Maybe I'll do that right here for you guys. And I'll show you how Weiss, our buddies at Weiss, rates this. It's actually 6 or 7 different banks. They have $5 billion worth of deposits. Here we are, right here. The holding company name is called Industry Bank Shares. This is Industry State Bank. Negative E, not even E, negative E. Figure that one out. Stability, there's like no stability. It's like what, 0.3 on a scale of 10. They are like almost $400 million. They are underwater. They are underwater. They are in one quarter. The amount that they went from $100 million to $400 million of being underwater. They are defunct and looking to sell more shares to get more money. So here's their affiliates. These are all the other banks, all in Texas. So if you don't know anybody in Texas, you better warn them about this bank here. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think there's 7 of them. They have a combined net worth of $5 billion with a B. Their stock price went from like $44 down to $2 now, and they've decided that they're going to try to sell more shares to shore up the bank. So that's just going to kill their current investors. So I think this is the next bank to go under, folks, right here. So, and there's our Weiss rating on it, which is the worst you can get. Worst you can get. And here's how Weiss sees our banking system right now. There's almost 600 banks that are rated very poorly. It seems like a lot of the banks are going into the middle. And we've got some outliers here on the good side of things. So check your banks, check your credit unions, and be careful with your money. Be careful with your money, because I know there's banks everywhere that have some problems, and you don't want to get caught up with that. So I think I'm over my time. I'm going to end today. Hey, Governor Abbott, keep sending the buses. This is what we need. This is what our state needs. The other folks that are complaining about the food, go home or buy your own. Morty from Migrant Mayhem, over and out.